Hey everybody, it's Amanda at timetravelhypnosis.com and nwaouttheremom.com for anybody who hasn't seen that one. That one's got my channelings and stuff on it, blog posts. Anyway, it is time for my March Patreon questions video, and I'm excited because they're really interesting questions and I can't wait to see what kind of answers we get. I'm going to do the last one that was posted first because that one feels like it's just hovering right on the edge of my awareness. Brad Johnson posted a video about how we're not going to have a solar flash, and I think everybody thought he meant there was not going to be an event, and I'm not sure if that's what he meant or not. I think he just means there's not going to be a destructive event because he released another video saying he did a blog post first, I think, and then I guess everybody freaked out or something, and then so he did a video to explain. And I think he's just trying to say there's not going to be anything catastrophic that comes in and wipes us out. I'm not sure he's saying there's not going to be an event, but we'll ask. And I agree that I've never seen a catastrophic event. Nothing that massively wipes people out on the planet or anything, you know. Even a Carrington event, you know, that would take out our electronics, but that wouldn't necessarily kill people. So, anywho, let's let me take a couple breaths. You can take a couple breaths with me, and I will check in and see, is there going to be a solar flash with the event or something else that we don't know about yet. We are seeing that you feel that there is some type of requirement in order for you to evolve and ascend, that there be an outside influence that suddenly and completely overwhelms your beings and strips the negativity and the unpleasant aspects of duality from your planet and from your experience. We would say this is possible and even probable. However, it is not the destructive force that some have predicted for what would be the purpose in your existence if it was to be suddenly extinguished. And of course, your true self can never be extinguished. However, this, they called it a battlefield. That was their first word that came through. Battlefield, playground, and now I've lost it. Sorry, the battlefield word threw me. This existence you have created on this planet, this hologram, this virtual reality in which you shift a part of your focus in order to interact with this world that you all have created collectively. It doesn't make sense that you would destroy it. Although, to be fair, you could simply create it again and step back into the reality of it. But what would be the point of experiencing a catastrophic event? Catastrophic. You have already experienced this probably many times on many different planets or dimensions or existences. What you are trying to accomplish in this particular experience is the awakening of your thoughts and emotions to more experiences. So it is as if you have been in the smallest portion of a funnel and you are slowly opening up. The funnel is becoming wider and wider to let in more information, more understanding, more emotion, more experience, a broader perspective. And so it would not make sense to experience a catastrophic failure of this timeline. As a collective, from your perspective, you have not decided how to experience this event. There is a timeline where you wait for everyone to awaken. There is a timeline where you all individually awaken. You all have a personal event experience, some in groups, and just whenever you are ready. And there is another timeline where everyone awakens at a similar time, but in a softer way, not instantly, but not over decades either, not over lifetimes. A solar flash is not required. However, you can call this into your experience. If it is understood by the collective that this is what is needed to prove, so to speak, that something has occurred. But we think you can all see that something is already occurring. You can all feel this already. However, it is always an option. Okay. There was a question about the interaction between 3D and 4D. Some people are saying it's going to be completely separate. Or does it overlap? Like what information can you give us about 3D and 4D interaction, whether it overlaps or whether it's going to be completely separate? First, we would explain that your focus in this experience it can be like playing a video game. You put on your virtual reality goggles and you experience your life, and your life unfolds based on the decisions you make. But also, because you're multidimensional, it unfolds because of your emotions, your thought processes, and all previous experiences in this game and other games. So your experience of the 3D and the shift to 4D or 5D is going to be different than another player's experience. So although the game is the same for everyone. Your game is going to unfold differently than another player's game. There are other options based on their choices and their learning from other games that they played before they started this game than yours. So we see this as very individual again, and this makes sense because every fragment or fractal or every focused experience is going to be different. And you are all experiencing the same game, but your experience is going to be different. So some people may have the experiences that lead them to complete separation from 3D. They go on to the next level and they do not interact with the previous level. But that may not be your experience. You may be able to play both levels at once, so to speak. You may retain 3D level qualities at 4D level or 5D level. Although we say it is not likely for 3D and 5D to overlap much. From 5D, you'll be able to acknowledge 3D, but not really experience, because 3D, 4D, 5D, these are not places. These are ways of being. So once you advance to a 5-dimensional way of being, you really do not have any interest in experiencing the 3rd dimension. And we would stipulate that it is not based on physical attributes so much. So we are not saying you suddenly will not have trees and the 3D physical game any longer. It will simply be experienced in a different way. So to clarify, it is possible for them to overlap. However, as we said, once you achieve a new level of understanding, you would have no desire to go back to the old level of understanding. It would not really be possible. Just like it is no longer possible for you to unlearn something unless you are given amnesia again. So when you learn, you expand, you feel differently, you think differently, and you view things differently. And your interactions with things are different. So once you reach that state, you cannot go back down lower into the funnel and unthink them or unfeel them or understand them. We hope that is clarity enough. That made sense to me. Okay, last question, unless I can think of some more. I'm thinking about doing these live, and then maybe other people can chime in if we don't have enough questions, or if I just feel like doing more, because three's good, but it could be fun to do a longer one. So, all right. Allison Coe's latest video talked a lot about inner earth, and I'm trying to remember the exact wordage, I don't think that's a word that she used, but she was talking about, or her clients were talking about, like there's a sphere in inner earth. I can't remember if she called it crystalline or blue. Like I have this image of a blue crystalline sphere. And then she talked about the one that was on the surface of the earth and that it's broken. So I guess we want to know more about inner earth, because I haven't explored inner earth at all. But I did want to say that years ago, this would be back in the late 1980s, I had a friend write to me at college. That tells you how old I am. And tell me about some guy that had found something under, like he found a building or something underwater. He went into it and there was this crystal sphere, and he actually brought it back with him, and it was at the University of Arizona. And it was there, and I was so fascinated. I'm like, well, they found, like, is that ancient technology? What's going on? And back then, the internet wasn't a thing that you had access to really at all. I don't think I had access to the internet till the late 90s. But then when I looked it up like a few years ago, apparently they did have it, but it's gone now. They can't find it. Like, it's missing. Just like I also heard the Baghdad battery they had found, and they don't know where that is. They don't know where the original is. I think they have pictures, but that's it. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. And when I was listening to her talk about this sphere that was on the surface of the earth, and I thought, well, what if that was it, and where'd it go? And I guess if it's broken, then it's broken, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I just thought I would talk about that because it just popped into my head, and I remember reading about it. Okay, so talk to us about the event related to Inner Earth, or just, Inner Earth. What's that all about? There is a thought form that understands Inner Earth as some sort of cave or cavernous area. There are two aspects to this. There's the physical Inner Earth, and there's the dimensional Inner Earth. So we would say looking at a physical Inner Earth would be an incorrect way, perhaps not incorrect, but not a helpful way to observe this idea. If you can look at the Inner Earth as a dimensional idea and understand that you can access the dimension of Inner Earth, where this sphere is located, where this sphere is emanating, like the heart of your planet, then you can tap into its energies. You can connect and bring and amplify these energies to the surface. This is what we were trying to get across. We have all of you on the surface now, and having a dimensional sphere on the surface is no longer necessary, as you all can tap in to the heart of what you call Gaia, who you call Gaia. And when you do this, you have brought the energies of this heart, this sphere, to the surface. And you can also use this as a metaphor. When you bring the aspects of the heart of Gaia to the surface of Gaia, you can also do this within your own being. Bring the aspects of the heart dimension, the higher self, you call it sometimes, the more understanding part of you. Bring this outward into your physical reality. And in this way, you bring the inner dimension outward. But we think you all think of this as the dimension you're trying to attain is somewhere out there, and you are trying to bring it down here, when really it is within. And you go within and connect, as you do when you meditate, when you're under hypnosis, when you participate in art, music, anything that you love. When you're fully engrossed in that which you love, that is the state that you want to bring from within your heart, which is where you identify with this feeling and this state of being as residing. Bring it out into the present, into your physical world. And you're manifesting your 5D timeline, which is the one that you wish to live in. It is more peaceful and resonant with who you really are. And so we would agree that you can visualize both scenarios. Bring the blue heart of Gaia, the energies, to the surface through you. Bring your higher selves, the timelines you wish, through your heart, out into the surface, out into the world, your physical world. And we hope this helps. I can't think of anything else, so I'm just going to do a general message, see if there's anything that they want to add that we haven't thought to ask about. We would say to you that through these times of what you perceive as hardship, what you perceive as the struggle from 3D to 4D to 5D, we would say that this is a process that you created, and we are so impressed with your ability to create this process for yourselves, and not only for yourselves, but through this process, the benefits to all beings are so incredible that we could not explain to you the greatness, the expanse that it affects. You forget while you're here, although you are starting to remember, what incredible creator beings you are. You did this. You created this. You thought up this plan and this ascension. And that's why you are the ones who are here. And we are the ones here in support of you. And we just want you to know how amazed we are at this whole process and how successful it has been and will be. And we thank you. I like that. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now. Hope you guys are having a good week. And if you have any other questions, just let me know. Bye. Much love.